Calling attention deficit hyperactivity disorder attention deficit hyperactivity disorder is kind of like calling a bacon cheeseburger a ketchup sandwich. It's kind of right, but the meat of it's gone. So what is ADHD? In this video, you're going to learn a bit about the science, the appearance, and the experience of ADHD. I'm Liam. I'm endlessly fascinated by the ways creative people drive our culture. It's my goal to help struggling creatives take aim and action towards their passion. So the stereotype of ADHD is, oh look, a squirrel! Or, it's just kids being kids, leave them alone. Like other generalizations, these harm our true understanding of the condition. What comes to mind when you first hear ADHD? Let me know in the comments. So scientifically, ADHD is a developmental impairment of the brain's frontal lobe. This part of the brain is largely related to decision-making, problem-solving, memory, emotional regulation. In the ADHD mind, the neurotransmitter dopamine is either less available or it's reabsorbed into the neurons before it can finish doing its job. Among other things, dopamine is the neurotransmitter that our brain produces when expecting a reward for a goal-oriented behavior. Dopamine is the anticipation at the top of a roller coaster, the gambler's excitement before the last card is drawn, the blissful craving that sparks when you park in front of your favorite restaurant, and much more. Problems regulating this neurotransmitter produce a broad range of behavioral symptoms. You can't see neurotransmitters or the brains of living people. So what does ADHD look like? I'll start by saying that like any condition, people with ADHD are individuals and can't simply be defined by their symptoms. However, there are some common outside indicators. Bad working memory, forgetting names moments after hearing them, losing keys moments after getting home, appearing unmotivated, big ideas locked into the couch, abandoned piles of cleaning in progress, overthinking, analysis paralysis leading to indecision and inaction. Today I'll write my YouTube script, but I have like 20 script ideas, and the ones I think will resonate with people most, I want to be really good. But they probably won't be really good until I have some practice, but there's no sense in practicing if no one sees it. No one will see it if it's not relatable, but if I do the relatable ones now, maybe people won't watch the better versions of them later because they'll think I already covered this. I will do nothing. It can look like low self-esteem or a paradoxical, obnoxious confidence, intense and dynamic emotions, spontaneity that shows up as risky behavior, frequent interruption, and apparent difficulty listening. ADHD runs the spectrum from appearing rude, disruptive, careless, all the way to playful, creative, and enthusiastic. Inside a person is where ADHD gets real and personally nuanced. Difficulty regulating attention is an obvious symptom, but this doesn't just mean distraction. Sometimes it means hyperfocus. It might be that we can't stay on task for 2 minutes. But it might also be that we can't get off task after 6 hours, despite our hungry, thirsty, and tired body pleading with us to get up. ADHD can be an emotional skate park, moving from big air to road rash in an instant. 1/3 of people with ADHD claim the hardest symptom to cope with is rejection-sensitive dysphoria, a deep, convincing feeling or belief that everybody hates us, we're inconveniencing them, and we should get the hell out of their lives. It can be triggered by the most subtle of social cues, like, they read my message, but they never replied. They must hate me. Struggling with impulse control and social cues, ADHD can be blurting out inappropriate things and either not noticing immediately or falling into a pit of shame. Your face looks like a horse's, but in a cute way. I love horses. ADHD can be meeting someone new and skipping small talk, conversationally freediving into passion, intention, and the meaning of life, feeling a strong immediate bond and holding this person's name in our mind like a fork full of water. ADHD can be making reckless jumps that get you hurt more than your peers because you crave that sweet, sweet dopamine that comes from a high-risk behavior. These symptoms are tied to what's called the executive function system, which I'll get into in more depth in a future video. Did you learn something new about ADHD from this video? Let me know your biggest takeaway in the comments below. Thank you for watching.
And if you're a creative professional struggling to determine your priorities or execute the actions that will drive you towards your goal, check out my website below. I'm an ADHD coach who will post the tools and resources and work with you one-on-one to help you take accountability for your own success. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe and check out my future videos.
Also, really sorry about the geese.